Should we go look at some of the cats?
Can we go in here?
Sure, we can go in.
Okay. So this is a room full... Oh, look at these kittens! Oh, my gosh! Oh, my gosh!
That's Randy. He's got a lot of energy, and this is Harley and Davidson.
Harley and Davidson. Oh, how old are you, Harley and Davidson? Hello, I'm coming to you from the Branford Green in Branford, Connecticut. It's a beautiful day. It's very near the site where Yale College was founded, and it's in the shadow of two beautiful churches. Here we are in this beautiful green, bringing you Distraction. Today we're going to focus on one of my absolutely most wonderfully treasured, precious favorite topics, namely animals. Now, those of you who know me or have read anything that I've written know how much I recommend that everyone have a pet. I particularly love dogs. We have a dog by the name of Ziggy. Before Ziggy, we had another dog who came to us because a couple that I was seeing in my practice said we wouldn't get divorced if we didn't have Pippi, our dog. And I said, okay, we'll take Pippi. So Pippi came and lived with us. I walked home one day with the dog, and my wife said, what's that? And I said, well, it's our new dog. And she being who she is, said, oh, by all means, let's welcome Pippi. Then Pippi got old and died, and soon thereafter we got Ziggy. In any case, without boring you with a lot of research, there is a ton of research showing that pets extend people's lives. Everyone, if you can possibly have a pet, have a pet. When I ran a psychiatric inpatient unit, I had a cat on the ward, and the cat was one of the best therapists there. Pets are unbelievably magical connectors. They're the best connectors in the world. So today's episode will focus on that. We have a marvelous guest who has written a book about a dog she saved, and we're going to visit an animal shelter. We're going to introduce you to some wonderful new people and new animals. So let's get started.
Good boy. Good boy. Good boy.
Well, I'm really happy to welcome Katherine Schwarzenegger to Distraction. Katherine has written a children's book that I think is a book for everybody. I love your book. It's called Maverick and Me, and it's just the most wonderful, inspiring children's story.
Thank you so much.
About a little girl who finds a rescue dog whom she names Maverick. And tell us about why you wrote this book.
Well, I've been a huge animal lover my whole life, and I several years ago started fostering dogs, really just on accident. I always thought that it sounded really interesting to be able to foster dogs and help animals in need. And so I decided to try it out, and it was such an incredible and rewarding experience. It was just such a great decision for me to be able to keep Maverick and to be able to see the effect that he's had on my life and also the lives of different children who have met him. And it really inspired me to want to write the book because I saw how excited kids would get about the fact that, you know, my dog was found under the freeway and that you could get a dog with a story. And I wanted to be able to teach kids all about animal adoption. So when the time comes for them to get their first pet, they might, tell their parents to take them to a shelter instead of a pet store.
Maverick was found under the freeway, sickly and starving, right?
Yeah, he was 2 weeks old when they found him and when I got him.
Wow.
Wow. He was really little, and he ended up getting really sick at a young age, and so I think that made our bond even closer. And it was a crazy experience that led to us creating a very close bond and ultimately me deciding to officially adopt him.
How old is he now?
He's now 3.5.
Oh, wow. So you've had 3.5 years with him. And in the process, you've become an ambassador for the ASPCA. Is that correct?
The ASPCA, yeah. I do a lot of work with the ASPCA, and I think they do such incredible work. And, I have gone to several different events and things like that for them, because I think they do such great work on not only advocating for dogs, but advocating for all animals and animal issues that are in America. So I'm really excited to be able to work with them. We did a tour of their facilities here in New York City this week, and the work that they're doing, especially right now with all of the different natural disasters that are going on, is just really remarkable work, and it makes me really excited and happy to be working with an organization like that.
That's just fantastic. I prescribe for all of my patients a dog. I think a dog is the single most therapeutic element in life. It's like, they're just unbelievable givers of unconditional love. And your story of Maverick, this little puppy, 2 weeks, found under the freeway, starving and sick, and you bring him home and adopt him. And I love the term you give him, a forever home. That's just wonderful. And I'm sure you love him just as much as he loves you. I mean, it's just a wonderful
definitely
story.
I mean, I think that, having Maverick and also just growing up around animals, teaches you a lot about responsibility, which is also what I wanted to do with this book, is teach kids about responsibility, but also about, patience and, of course, unconditional love. And, what's so great about coming home to a dog every day is that they don't, judge you. They don't care what you did that day. They don't care what you look like or what you're wearing. They just give you the same amount of love every single day. And having that, growing up at a young age, but also having that in my 20s, like I am now, is such an incredible gift. And I totally understand why you recommend people to, be around a dog, because statistically it does, make you happier and lower your heart rate, and it does amazing things for the brain and for the body.
Oh yeah, I mean, you saved Maverick's life, and in the process, he's helping prolong and enrich yours. I mean, what a great thing to get a rescue dog, because you're saving that dog's life. I mean, the ugly story is these dogs get put down if no one adopts them. Is that correct?
Exactly. I mean, I think that there are a lot of amazing shelters that are non-kill shelters, but the reality is that sometimes dogs do need to be put down because of overcrowding, and there are so many amazing dogs that are in shelters. And I think there are a lot of also misconceptions about dog rescue and animal rescue in general, that you can't get a puppy, you can't get a cute dog or a dog at a young age or a certain kind of dog. And the reality is now that there's so much awareness around the topic of dog rescue, that there are a lot of organizations that work to rescue specific breeds and, work with you to try and get a dog that works for you and your family. So at the end of the day now, there's not a lot of excuses to not, go out and adopt the dog. And so I hope that people kind of use that and try and find a dog that works for them, but, choose to adopt one.
And what's the best way to find these shelters in your area?
You can go on to ASPCA website and see if there is a local ASPCA in your area. And then you can also just, research local rescues in your area, because I always am a huge advocate for local rescues, because they do such incredible hands-on work, and a lot of the times the toughest work there is to do with animals, and being able to help them out is a great thing to do as well.
Katherine, I think what you're doing is absolutely, I mean, it's so much what this world needs. You're basically promoting love and saving animals in the process. And what people don't realize is that these animals save us. I get these daily mega doses of love from Ziggy. And, it's like this incredible vitamin, and Ziggy just exudes it, and you can't be with him more than a second and not feel it.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, and thank you so much for being so kind with your words, because I think, most of us love animals, but being able to, help the animals that are really in need is so important. And, what I'm really passionate about is teaching kids about that at a young age, because I grew up with, around animals, and I think it's such an incredible gift to give.
Katherine, your book, Maverick and Me, is now out. It's a wonderful book. I really wish all of our listeners would go out and get the book, and even better, get yourself a rescue dog. It'll be a gift to you even more than to the dog. Thank you so much, Katherine.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Good boy.
And now we're going to go to an actual animal shelter and meet some cats and some dogs and some bunnies and have a unique experience.
Good boy, that's my dog.
Please come in. We are open. Wonderful. Hello. Nice to meet you. How many animals do you have here usually?
We usually have anywhere from 10 to 18 dogs.
What's this one right here?
Oh! A lot of cats. That's Ollie.
What's his name?
Ollie.
Ollie. Hi, Ollie.
He thinks he's the boss.
What breed is he?
He's a Chihuahua.
You a Chihuahua. You're a Chihuahua. Ollie.
Coming to see you. You trouble?
Are they all available for adoption?
Yeah.
You want
Ollie
to come on with me?
comes with another dog. They came in together.
Yeah, another Chihuahua?
No, a pit bull, believe it or not.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Ollie, you look pretty adoptable to me, as you do.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He is totally adorable.
Really
oh my
adorable.
gosh. What's the average length of stay?
Average is a month. Sometimes
Only a month?
2. Yeah, it depends. It's hard to say. Some dogs, they're here one day, gone the next.
Yes, Ollie, I think you're
All
perfect.
talk.
All talk. Oh, and a rabbit.
Yeah, we always have bunnies and little critters.
Where do you get rabbits?
Same thing. People get them, and then they don't.
They don't want them?
They realize there's work involved, and they decide they don't want them anymore. They get them for their kids and expect the kids to take care of them. And we all know kids are busy. They don't, want to do all of that stuff. They want to have them, but they don't want to clean up after them. So,
How long have you worked here?
31 years.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, 31 years. Gosh, Wendy, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
You must love it.
Yep.
You just love animals.
Should we go look at
Can
some
we
of the
go?
cats?
Can we go in
Yeah,
here?
sure, we can go in.
Okay. So this is a room full. Oh, look at these kittens! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
That's Randy.
Ra-
He's
and
got a lot of energy, and this is Harley and Davidson.
Harley and Davidson. Who's that one?
That's Spooky.
Spooky. Yes,
He's pretty
oh,
friendly. He has a
Spooky.
couple of pending applications, so he should be able to go home pretty soon.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Look at you. You're so. Yes, you are. You. Oh, look at this one has inside. It's like one of these scratched.
Like a condo, apartment
condo,
building.
exactly. There's one in a little compartment there. All right, let's go look at dogs.
So it'll be very loud in the kennel.
Yes.
You probably won't be able to talk in there.
Okay.
But.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
So that was a room full of cages of dogs who were very active. A lot of pit bulls and a couple of tiny little chihuahuas. Is that what they were?
Yeah.
But they are adoptable.
Oh, yeah. We adopt a lot of pit bulls. Yeah. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Certain ones, they just need to go to certain homes,
the
Some
right
dogs
kind
need people with more experience.
Right.
And some are just like meatballs, like other dogs. So. Yeah.
And now we're standing in a room with rabbits.
Big rabbits.
Who adopts rabbits?
Everyone.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they popular?
Oh, yeah. We adopt
Okay.
a lot of bunnies.
Well, it's incredible work you do. Ollie, yes, you're so good. Are you feeling a little bit less nervous now, Ollie? Yes, you are. It's so cute.
Okay.
People ought to come down here and adopt these
Yeah.
wonderful, wonderful dogs and cats and bunnies. Thank you, Wendy, and thank you on behalf of dog owners everywhere.
Thank you very much. Take
Bye-bye.
Good boy.
That's our episode on animals, on connecting with pets. Thanks to Katherine Schwarzenegger. Thanks to the animal shelter we visited in Branford, Connecticut. And thanks to animals everywhere. You add so much to this world. The cats and dogs and horses and bunnies and turtles and snakes and birds and fish, you name it. Animals, where would we ever be without them? They give us so much. Take this moment to appreciate animals, love animals, and if you don't have an animal, find a way to get one. Believe me, that animal will give you far more than you ever could imagine. Thanks, as always, to our amazing producer, Sarah Gerton, who comes up with the ideas for these shows. Thanks to our incredibly creative engineer, Scott. What's your last name, Scott? Person. Oh, leave it to me. I just have a brain that words and names just enter in and out of. Scott Person, who is quite a person. And thanks to Mark Berman for composing the theme song for this show. And of course, most of all, thanks to all of you. Please tell others about the podcast. We want to keep growing and spreading the idea of connection. This is Dr. Ned Hallowell for Distraction. If you're interested in getting a copy of Katherine's book, which is a wonderful book, we're giving one away. Just go to the Distraction Facebook page, like it, and leave a comment in the pinned post tagging one of your dog-loving friends. We'll announce the winner on Facebook. Please remember to take our listener survey. Just go to distractionpodcast.com and click on the blue words in the upper right-hand corner that say Take Listener Survey. It'll just take a couple of minutes, and we'd really appreciate it. It really helps us to know what you want and what you like.